If you want proof that this US Open is making players lose their minds more than any other major championship I've ever seen in my life, I'm about to give it to you because I have never seen this much gear testing into a major, maybe ever. This might be one of the craziest gear stories you'll ever see in your life. Ping made Mark Hubbard a 28-degree women's GLE 9 wood, shafted with a Fujikura Ventus Black 9X tip 2 inches. And apparently he absolutely striped this thing, but the reason it didn't go into play is because the face was too shiny. That is not a joke. But of course, then you have the polar opposite end of the spectrum, which is Rory McIlroy, who dropped his 5 wood for a 2-iron. He also went back to the QI10 after 1 week with the QI35 in the bag, except this model is not the core dot he normally plays, it is just the standard core head. Continuing on the trend of gear that didn't stick, Cam Smith continues to game his 009M, but he is yet another player that tested zero torque. This is a Scotty Cameron fastback prototype that was made for him earlier this week. As pretty much everybody has seen, Bryson put a new set of LA Golf irons in the bag this week, the V3s. I don't have time to get into a full dissertation on them in this video, but he also tested some LA Golf wedges in his most recent course record breaking video. We will see if these come to retail. Victor Havlin too has been on kind of an equipment tear. Of course, he had the 440 in the bag, but has gone back to his 425. He also added Ping's new IDI driving iron in the bag this week, and recently added the new QI35 core model fairway wood to his bag. But as Victor Havlin switched out of the 440, Jason Day actually switched into it just this week from a 430 at the Memorial. Matt Fitzpatrick also made a very intriguing driver switch this week. He moved out of his 4-year-old TSI 3 and into a GT3. Speak of Titleist drivers, Justin Thomas put a new Fujikura Ventus Black 6X in the bag this week from the Mitsubishi prototype he was gaming just 2 weeks ago in his last event. Justin Rose has also been on quite the equipment tear. We talked about the Zero Torque Spider last week. He is now in a GT3 from a TSR3. He officially put in TaylorMade's new mill grind proto wedges, an R7 quad mini driver, and he must have seen my video on the Cobra Tour 3 woods with the rails because he has an F8 Plus in the bag this week. And speak of Cobra, I thought this was hilarious. Gary Woodland has played all 3 Fujikura Ventus colors in his last 3 events. He has reds in the bag this week. Hideki's back. He switched putters mid-tournament at the Memorial. Mid-tournament has got to be the most on-brand thing of all time, from this Scotty to this one, which he continues to use at the US Open. And he was also given another custom Bettinardi putter this week, which did not go into play. But he's not even the worst offender I've seen. In the last 3 weeks, Adam Scott went from a 16.5 3-wood to a mini driver, switched irons again, added a new 3-iron to the bag, added a new Miura CB302 4-iron to the bag, then for some reason felt like he needed to switch putter colors, and another Aussie in that of Minwoo Lee, who added his mini driver back to the bag this week, shafted with a Fujikura Ventus Blue 9X, this square-to-square prototype, and the new Opus SP wedges. And we'll leave it here. Chris Kirk put an entire new set of Callaway's MB irons in the bag, rumored to possibly be the 2026 model.